Hi everyone, Marcus here from MadPack, and if you love tech and if you love discounts, this is the place for you. And today we are going to talk about color grading your footage. Take it with your GoPro Max. In this case, I'm using the Final Cut Pro, but you can use Adobe Premiere or other software. As you can see, I'm using an adjustment layer. You can do directly on the video, but I think that is much easier because after you can put that adjustment layer on top of the video. If it's something that you are willing to know a little bit more, I'll be able also to share that with you. Let's try to color grade this footage. So the first thing that you have to do when you want to color grade it is where is your footage, in this case in Final Cut Pro. You come here, you press view and you go on video scopes, and here you can see your waves. And one of the things that you have to consider is the waves, they can't pass 100 and they can go below 0. So definitely is not a bad situation, but if you can see here, it's blowing up a bit. So the first thing that I need to do is going here on corrections and put color wheels, and I believe that is much easier to go with the wheels. For me, it's more easy to understand where to start with. And the first thing that I normally do is with the shadows. So I come here on the shadows and you can see that we are moving around. If you see on the middle here is really touching almost 0. So I'm not going to move basically nothing there. Here on the highlight, so that is the second thing that you should do. It's a little bit too much. So what you have to do is you're going to drop until it's below the point that you want. And like you can see now on the footage, you already see a little bit of the sky. The next point that I normally do is I come to the middle tones, and what it's going to do is going to drop everything down together. So after, normally I need to touch a bit more, and when you see here this line on the 21, I want to put that the majority of the colors that is happening on the graphic here is close to that 21. And when you see these colors here, you see this green here on the side. Basically this green is the green that you can find on that footage, so that is a representation of what you are seeing, and you can see that where is blowing a bit is where is the sky. So that's why it's important to understand a bit more about the scopes, and it's so much easier to see. So the first thing that I want to do is to drop everything down through the middle tones. Everything will look much sharper. So let's just drop this a bit, let's go, and you can see that the image is getting sharper. So if we see here, and now I press the layer and I turn off, you can see that is already slightly sharper. Another thing that I normally do is I can come after on the master, I just drop everything together also a bit. And now, normally what I do is I try to bring up once again the highlights. So let's go here, yeah, more or less like this. And I think that the footage already looks better. Let's just turn off and see, and you can see the difference. You can see on the shadows here, you can see that the floor is a little bit more in focus and everything looks a little bit better. But I like to do a little bit more changes on here, and what I do is on the temperature. So you can see here the temperature is in 5,000. It was a sunny day, so I like to bring this temperature closer to 6,500 because it's going to make the colors a little bit warmer, if it makes sense. Definitely is already looking much better than before. So once again you can see the difference, and you see that the greens, they don't look so artificial like they was before. So that's one of the things that I like to do. And after, I like to change here a bit, and like you can see, when more you go on the left side, colors are cold and the green is very close to the blues. So what I do is I normally punch slight a bit here, going on the purple colors and the violets, and is going to reduce a bit more even the greens. So if you can see here, obviously I'm exaggerating, so just to show you that everything looks really violet. So here I'm just pushing a bit, not saying a lot, but just a bit. That will make everything look a little bit less greeny and less cold, if it makes sense. Obviously this is a very quick way to color grade, but it was just to tell you how I color grade my videos, because obviously when you do videos on YouTube you have to be fast, otherwise it's really difficult to bring every single week some content for you guys. I hope that this helped. If you want to see the end results of this footage, check the link in the description below or in the cards above me.